one of probably the biggest dreams I've had, it was on my dream board, was to meet Sir Richard Branson.
Yeah.
I'm not usually starstruck. I've met a lot of people in my life that are very big. Something about that guy. And so I knew the avenue to meet him. You know, if I, obviously there's a way to become a maverick and then to pay for that trip, but I wanted to do it more organically. I guess in my mind, it was very important to me that I not pay for it. I wanted it to happen, like I wanted the universe to make it happen. And I forgot about it. And one day you messaged me and you said, hey, I need your help. I'm launching my book. Can you help me sell some of these books? And I thought to myself, well, that was right around, by the way, it was only months before that we had said no more affiliate promotions, no more anything. And it was the first time you really ever asked me for anything.
Yeah, I'm getting better as an asker. I'm not a great asker. I'm a much better giver.
It was the first time you ever asked me for anything. I felt all this reciprocity, all this like, oh, I gotta do it. But I can't go off of my mission and what I've said to people and who I am. And I gotta say, then you go, by the way, top prize, you get to come to Necker Island with me and meet Richard Branson. And I'm like, see, that's just the universe talking. Like, I can't, who am I to fight the universe? So we put our marketing plan together, and I think I told you, I'm like, if I get in, I'm in. Like, I will win that thing. If that means
I'm putting some effort into this.
Yeah, if I have to sell 1,000 copies to my mother, it's gonna happen. Like, I will make this happen. And we did.
You guys were.
And then there was
awesome.
then there was the other part of it, which you said, hey, there's this, like, all the revenue from the book goes to Village Enterprise.
Right.
And what you don't know, I don't know if you know this, is, man, there's a lot of things you don't know about how you've impacted me. I should probably start talking to you more. So what happened when you said that is, first of all, how many internet marketers do we know that actually give a crap about the world and about other people in a public way to give back? It's a big complaint of mine, and I'm going to do something this year to help fix that.
We're going to talk about give back now. But now that you mentioned give back, we're gonna have to.
So anyways, I was like, wow, Yanik is doing something good for the world. So I get to, hold on, so this is really the universe talking. Like, I get to meet Sir Richard Branson, I get to serve my community, and I get to give back, and we can raise money for a school, for a village, right, for a village. So I go off and look at, what is this Village Enterprise? Sounds interesting. And I had just 4 months before that, I had done a TEDx talk. I had flown all the way to Wiltz and done a TEDx talk about how much I hate giving, and I only like empowering. And my wife and I have our own nonprofit where we build schools in India, and we work under every school we build is basically a small business. I never have to give it money ever again. It's self-sufficient. It's very important to me.
Yeah, I love it.
And
I didn't know that part. I knew you built schools, and I didn't know that.
It's $45,000, and that's it for the rest of its life. And actually, the whole organization that we've built in partnership with a couple in India, after 50 schools, it'll be so profitable that it will be able to build 5 schools a year on its own and run and maintain, and never need another penny. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's really cool. What is the self-sustaining business?
We charge these children, we charge their parents for them to come to school, even though they literally live in cardboard boxes, and the equivalent of like $10 a month to come for school.
Wow.
And cool. Because we want them to take it seriously.
Right, no, exactly.
And
right.
It works.
They got skin in the game.
So when I looked into Village Enterprise, so when I finished my TEDx talk, many people asked me, where can we do what you said? We love your talk, we love this. We have over 100-some thousand views on YouTube, and for months, the first few months, I'm like, hey, TEDx or TED is about ideas. I don't know. It was an idea. Village Enterprise is as damn close to a living embodiment of what I taught in that TEDx talk. So I got so excited. You connected us to the president and CEO founder, and she called me, and I was like, I don't want to talk. Like, please, can I just send you an 18-minute video that I did at TEDx talk? Like, can you just watch it? Do this for me, and then we'll talk. She's like, yeah, send it. She calls me back later. She goes, oh my God, like, we need to do more work together. That's what we do. I said, I know, like, isn't that crazy? So we've since then funded one more school.
Yeah, I knew that part because I've talked to Lucy and Diane
and
I'm Enterprise about that.
They don't know this yet, but I think it's July or August. I forgot. They told me a month. I think I'm going out there because it's done. Like, the Lurn Village, as I call it, is up and running.
I knew that too. Diane told me.
Oh,
but
I saw that picture of you sitting on the Maverick Village sign. Totally going to do that picture, but I think we'll be doing 2 more this year with them. So I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome. I love that, and for so many ways, because again, like that ripple of impact, right?
Yeah.
Like how it keeps going. So Village Enterprise, we've been working with them for, I think, like a decade. I actually had a conversation this morning with a really interesting guy from Founders Pledge, and I'll hook you up with them. They're really interesting,
awesome.
where every founder pledges a certain amount of their stock of their company towards companies. And the way that we got connected again, there's like 3 people that said we have to talk, but they do extensive research because their founders are like, like big time venture-backed company founders, right? Like who have tremendous exits. They don't have time to think about, okay, where's my money going to go?
Yeah.
And one of their actual nonprofits that they recommend is Village Enterprise. And so they were really, really happy about getting that recommendation. It means a big deal. Like they have a full-time like analyst or multiple analysts that go through and figure out what they're doing. And I think Village Enterprise is like poised to really take off. Like their model works incredibly well. They teach micro entrepreneurs to create these. There's 3 of them in one micro enterprise, and creates self-sustainment, it creates empowerment.
That's amazing.
And it feeds like, I think, their entire family. And you see
1,000 people out of extreme world poverty.
Right. Yeah. So for one village. So that was our goal. From that launch of the book was like, okay, we want to connect it to this one village, and then you've now since built a village. You're going to do multiple things with them. Who knows how many people you've turned on to them. We had, one of my friends who helped me with Evolved Enterprise, Dmitry Kozlov. He's now built a village as well through his influencer websites that he does. So it's like, ripple.
Hey, I gave him money for that, so I kind of have a little piece of that village too. Dimitri, if you're watching, all right.
That's right, and you got a big piece of the village that we did in East Africa.
It was awesome. So we did go through and we promoted the book, and I did win it, and
yeah, I remember looking at like, Mike on my team was like calling me, he's texting me, he's like, holy crap, dude, you have to check out the cart. I've like, never seen our cart go crazy like that for a long time, because I haven't done launches and promotions in a huge amount of time. And then our list, candidly, it's not like rabid like that anymore. It's more of a small curated group of people that I talk to a lot.
We're very blessed to have an awesome Lurn Nation, and I love you guys for it. So we walked away with that, and at one point I knew I won it, but it became a matter of honor. I think it was 1,000 that I had to get past, and then we just shot past that.
It was freaking awesome, and it was so cool, and to see it. And then so you came to Necker with us.
I landed in the islands, and I ended up running into the very people I'm staying with at the airport, and I was expecting, I don't know why in my head I was expecting like stuffy executive types, like it was like just very fun. They were all family. Like the 3 of them were basically brother and cousin, and I'm living in the same home with them. Great time though, amazing people.
Oh, it's probably Tom.
Tom, yeah. Uh-huh. And so then when we head to Necker, I gotta tell you, like we got off the boat and we entered the island, and someone's like, well, and someone pat their, because someone over there knew this was a big dream of mine. They're like, welcome to Necker. And I had to just stand there. And I felt like 2 more steps in, and I'm actually gonna make one of my biggest dreams in my life come true. And what the heck do I do after that? And the next thing I know, like there I am staring at his like a half zoo on Necker Island, and then I walk into I'm walking around everywhere, and I'm like, what is going on? And then at night, I'm standing on the other side, and Sir Richard Branson himself is standing on the opposite end of the room, and I'm too scared. I cannot go to say hi to him and I've never been scared like that with anyone in my life. And you come over and you're like, hey, didn't you want to meet him? I'm like, and spoke to him for a minute. He was just.
Yeah, I shared with him a little bit about what you're doing here in Maryland.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was. If he came in here, I think I would pass out. If he even stepped foot, I would pass out. But what I loved about that moment, what I remember, is actually not even his talk. I know he talked to us and stuff. It was the dinner, and it was he's just such a fun dude. I mean, the guy put on music, and we were all having a good time. And this is when I was like, okay, Mavericks are crazy. People are climbing onto things, they're dancing, and I'm like, do you realize you are in the presence of Sir Richard Branson? Act normal. But then I look over at him, and he's having just as much fun. It was quite a defining moment for me, where I realized, man, you can be worth billions and just have an absolute blast in life. And that guy, he's figured it out.
He has figured it out. And I've been really blessed to meet a lot of my heroes and people I look up to and mentors and so forth. And sometimes you're disappointed. You're like, they don't quite measure up.
Many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah. But I've been really blessed to meet some people that are authentic, like who they are. on paper is who they are in person. And Richard's one of those people that I've really been blessed to have that relationship with, and it's been incredible. I mean, we've been doing this trip for 10 years now, and I've also gotten to serve on one of the boards for his charity, and so it's we share a lot of common connections. You mentioned the craziness and having fun, and we definitely have that DNA in common where, I like instigating stuff. He likes instigating stuff. Usually it's like, he's like, here, Yanik, go do this thing. Go jump over the fire. Like we were in South Africa and we were having like an amazing ceremony by some of the local tribesmen, and they're jumping over the fire. And he's like, here, you go do that. And I'm like, okay, after you though. And he's like, fine. He's like, I'm, whatever he is, 66, 67 at this point. He's like, let's go. And then he jumps over the fire and we did, I don't know if it was the year you were there, we did a Q&A with us both in mermaid outfits. Was that the year you were there?
That was the year. I wasn't going to mention that because I didn't know if we were allowed to produce those details, but okay, now that you put it out there, that's how Sir Richard Branson came out he put a mermaid outfit on him.
He was regularly dressed, and it was to celebrate this, the World War II ship that we sunk to create this artificial reef. That was one of our key projects.
Yes.
And so it was all about like ocean advocacy, and so our team had mermaid outfits for me and him, and so he gets in his and I get in my tail, and he's like, come on, do it for real, and he takes off his shirt, and I'm like, okay,
and then
we're in for real.
We had dinner and danced to Greek music. It was
exactly. He loves that stuff. I once surprised him. We mentioned the guys from Amazing who came out of Maverick, and Matt and Jason, and they hired Richard to come and do a keynote for them. And at the night, just as like a last minute thing, we convinced his publicist or whoever, like, it'd be a really funny joke if I came in as a showgirl.
So I was there in the audience.
Were you there?
and I did not know that you were at the event. And I was very concerned, Yanik. This is the time when I really did think you had lost your mind. Remember, I was like, I don't know what he's doing. Why is he doing this? And then you came out in a showgirl outfit, and you remained in the outfit for some time because I came to see you afterwards, and it was very awkward. But it was funny. And later on, as I learned of your relationship with Sir Richard Branson, I was like, oh, I get it. So to correct myself, I actually did meet him there. I got a chance to shake his hand.
You were part of the meet and greet there.
I didn't count that. That was like, I couldn't even say hi to him. Like it was like a chain, like move on, move on.
Right.
So
was pretty funny.
It was. So everyone who's listening right now, you guys probably are like, what the heck are these two talking about? Like their own inside jokes. But that's what I got from just one event. Well, I was only there for a couple of days. And so this is the kind of opportunity that every Maverick gets. The Necker Island is an opportunity every Maverick gets. So just for everyone who's listening, because I'm sure they're getting curious, how does someone explore the opportunity if they are a fit for Maverick?
Yeah, so Maverick1000.com. They can check out the site. We're really looking for these industry game changers, people who are just disruptors in their own space, who have a global vision or a global mission for what they want to do in the world, who have something big that they want to do. They've already done something big, but they know they have got even something bigger in store for them, and that's who we support.
That is awesome. That's awesome. So before we go into our rapid fire round, Yanik, I just wanted to say, like, anything that you want to share with, give a message to our community, to the Lurn Nation community, because I'm going to go back and think about this. What can they be doing? I mean, I'm going to do my part, but what can they be doing to help solidify our community even more?
Let's play a little game.
Yeah.
I brought you a...
Uh-oh.
I brought you...
Please don't put the showgirl outfit on.
No showgirl outfit. This is called the Cosmic Journal.
Oh.
And this is not what the cover is going to be, so if you're looking at this, it's not quite that, but...
He's got a bit of a binder.
This started as... So as a kid, I wanted to be a professional hockey player and a cartoonist in the off season.
Okay.
And I think that all the things that you're really attracted to, interested in, come back full circle over and over again, but at a higher level.
Okay.
And so I started this art project, this challenge, which I was like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. Originally, it was a 100-day art challenge. I'm like, 108 days has more meaning for me. So 108 days.
You just keep taking numbers and adding to them.
No,
111,
108. From a Hindu tradition. 108 is a very big number. And there's a lot of cosmology to it as well. I think it's something like 108 moons equal the distance to the Earth, and like 108 Earths equal the distance to the Sun, or something like approximately.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot more to 108. So anyway, every single night, no matter how tired I was, wherever I was in the world, I would do an illustrated journal and a piece on it. So
Okay.
this is the Cosmic Journal. It works like an oracle. So the message to Lurn Nation is going to be
Wow.
on you. So flip to any page.
Flip to any page.
Yeah,
just so if
read
you're
the
listening,
highlighter, too.
I have a journal in my hand, and I'm gonna flip to the following page.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh God! The subject line says at the top says what needs to die. Oh.
This is a great one.
Oh, I like that one at the bottom.
Yeah,
That says,
what
"Stop
needs to die
effing
for
around."
something greater to be born? Big one.
Wow.
It's really interesting that you flip to that too,
Wow.
because so I work with the Mayan sort of glyphs, and I'm really like before 2012 when the Mayan calendar changed. Like I really got intrigued by the Mayan calendars and 13 calendars, and then their whole cosmology. And so this is a Mayan glyph called I think Simi or Kimi. I think it's Simi.
Okay.
And so this is when I did it at Camp Maverick, which is an event that we run once a year in the summertime. I actually shared during my presentation, like for the first time ever, about these cards and these oracle cards, and I drew one in front, as a joint shared energy with the whole crowd.
Yeah.
And it was that, which is death, which means
Wow.
death. But so it can be taken in a literal sense, or it can be taken in a metaphorical sense of, okay, what needs to die for something greater to be born? And I'm upside down reading, so if there's anything that stands out for you.
Let's read. Can I read it out loud?
Yeah, read it out loud.
All right. The natural cycles of life go from birth to death to rebirth, but we do not need to die a physical death in order to see a rebirth. It's an intentional death and surrender in order to have something even greater emerge. The Mayan sign of Simi symbolizes death, and the color is forest green. The forest is constantly in the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, creating a beautiful order. Death, as our collective ally, asks you to cut away outgrown parts of you, your business, and your life that no longer serve you. There's a natural vacuum that occurs when you create space. Let go. Initially, let go what is not needed for you anymore, or you'll be forced to let go forcefully. Be willing to do this with intention and open eyes. Fully surrender. Let go. Open new pathways for your bigger story to be written and lived. Think of any massive death you've had, like illness, divorce, failure, separation,
yeah.
etc. It allows you to become a new stagnation builds up to catalyzing force that will create change one way or another. AKA stop effing around from the universe.
So,
I like it.
yeah, right? I mean, this really fits what we've been talking about, because if you think about your greatest spots where you're in the most pain, or, where what happened, it was a result of not giving into this natural order of birth, rebirth, and, it's like when we actively pursue this period of reinvention and what needs to die in order for something new to be reborn, then we're in the natural process. When we stop, then it's going to be more forceful, like what I created on that drawing of, like, the universe keeps bonking you on the head over and over again, harder and harder, to get you to change and get you to move.
I get to think about this. This is cool. I like
We'll
this.
put this in the show notes. I'm
Yeah.
happy to share that. So this
Yes.
is something called the Cosmic Journal, which will be available at some point.
Joe
really
will take a
soon.
picture of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
that's.
I got a gift for you. This is one of the first galleys of it. This has all my
Oh,
drawings
wow.
in here.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
This is cool. I like this. So how often can you do this? Like, how often? I
mean?
can't do it like every day. Like,
Well, you
what's
could
the
if
message
you
for the
want.
day?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
you can do
okay.
whatever you want. It's actually, so it's written in a way that you could actually, every single day, you could go through it in a sequential way.
Now I got a little piggy. Cool.
Pigs flying. It says, why not? Or, it's a sequential
cool.
way, and then on the left-hand page are like ways for you to incorporate what your own thoughts are about it. And
This is really cool, man. This
yeah,
is deep.
no, I'm really excited by this. This is
Yeah.
like what I've shown it to so many people. They're like, this is amazing when I show them the original. And then one of my buddies, so this is what happens when the universe aligns with you. One of my buddies is like, I'm paying, to make 1,000 copies for you. I'm like, oh.
So you
okay.
got, I'll introduce you to someone who's got a big list and a big Facebook following that is very spiritual. They would just
Nice.
eat this up. Zane's Zane's
Yeah,
database
that'd be
would just-
perfect, because this
yeah.
is, to me, like this bridge between spirituality and business. Like, so this is really designed for, imagine like the galactic instruction manual that you wish you had when you were born about what is your highest purpose on Earth.
I have
as
to
an
say
entrepreneur.
this. Do you know what Zane just asked me 2 days ago?
I have no idea.
He said, "Do you know anyone that can help me connect spirituality with business?"
Right?
Because he wants to start
I would
talking.
love to be one of those people.
He wants to start talking more about business with his list, with the spirituality list. And I jokingly said, "Do you think there's experts out there who specialize in converting spirituality email lists to business?" And then you just said this. So yeah, wow, you gotta meet Zane.
Awesome.
You'll love him. He's awesome too.
I like Zane. I
He
like
moved-
the letter Z.
He moved from Sedona, Arizona,
Yeah.
to here, just because he wants to support what we're doing at Lurn. So you talk about people that will do
Nice.
uproot
Well,
everything.
that's
so
pretty good. So that means
yeah.
that we're neighbors now.
Yeah, he lives in Germantown, and he's gonna move to Gaithersburg, and he's here all the time. He's awesome. He's a killer guy. You'll love him.
Awesome.
Man, this is powerful stuff.
Yeah,
It's been a great session,
We'll take a picture
and
of this to make sure they're in the show notes. because-
yes, everybody, listen. Get a hold of this guy. So Maverick1000.com
Yeah.
is good, but where can they connect more with you? You don't really do social media.
I don't do that.
and
I'm gonna. You know what? It's kind of funny because I've been laying low.
Come on, you gotta take selfie pictures and pucker your lips.
Yeah, it's
and
I'm.
let out the 12-year-old girl, man.
I'm actually ready to start being a bigger voice.
I thought you were gonna say I'm ready to start being a 12-year-old girl.
That too. Well, my daughter's teaching me about that. She's 11 and into social media. But now I'm really ready to stand up for this idea of how do you connect your head, your heart, your highest purpose? How do you show up as what you were meant to do here in the world and help instigate these people? I think my real role is to catalyze the catalyst.
Got it.
I don't need to I don't need to be the star and stand up in front of 50,000 people and share, whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to stand up in front of the right 1,000 people that have big reach and leverage and be part of whatever we're doing together, and also help maybe inspire them a little bit, instigate them a little bit, maybe introduce them to some really odd, interesting, amazing shamans and indigenous elders and healers that I've worked with, and help them become a greater version of who they are. That's fun for me.
Wow, awesome. Sounds great.
So of course they can get a hold of me. Instagram, I'm at yaniksilver.com or whatever it is, at Yanik Silver. Twitter is at Yanik Silver. I'm not super active there, but more so will be. Yaniksilver.com is my personal blog. I post there every once in a while. Get the Evolved Enterprise book from Amazon.
Great book. So yeah, go to Amazon, type in Evolved Enterprise. That was the book that I think
that was the book that you promoted.
That was the book we promoted.
So I thank you for it.
Evolved Enterprise, grab that book.
And inside Evolved Enterprise, I have a rant on give back, which you mentioned. So as copywriters, it's really important the words we use.
Yeah.
And that phrase implies that we've taken something. And so as entrepreneurs, we're only value creators. That's the only way we stay in business. So that's why I like talking about, what's the impact that we make? What's how do we give? What's the empowerment that we provide? To me, that's a better way of using.
You ever seen my TEDx talk?
No, I need to see it.
Yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a good talk, and it was nothing to do with business. I could have talked about it, but I was like, nah, I really want to put this out there.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I talk about business all day.
Yeah,
I want to talk about it here.
That's part of your journey.
All right, so anikpodcast.com for the show notes. We're going to have images and fun stuff. This probably will be one of the podcasts where you really need to go back and listen again and really internalize it. YanikSilver.com, at Yanik Silver, Maverick1000.com. Come on, Lurn Nation. Now remember, if you don't have your free login at Lurn yet, you got to get over there. Come on, LURN.com. And you know what? Become a learner. I'm going to try to see if that sticks. I don't really like it so much, but I'll try.
Lurn Nation's a good one.
Yeah, Lurn Nation. That one's hashtag Lurn Nation. Remember, when you post, join us. It's absolutely free. You get a lifetime membership to a bunch of stuff for free, and then we've got a lot of courses that are like $7. But we want to be here to empower your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you very much for joining us.
Entrepreneurs by 2019.
Million entrepreneurs by 2019. We already got 250,000 in there. Did I tell you that yet?
Oh, that's awesome.
There's 250,000 almost now inside that
that's
platform.
That's amazing.
Good for you.
Pretty killer.
That's pretty awesome.
And we're not even beta yet. It's still in alpha.
And you know what? You could probably look at that and be like, we're not hitting our goal. It's so
it's
far away.
250,000.
But 250,000, that's awesome. And that's, the other things, it's like us as entrepreneurs, we get so focused on what the next goal is that we lose track of celebrating where we are.
Was listening to Brendan Burchard, and he said something that just impacted me so much. He said that so many people are so disappointed that they can't run an event with 300 people, that when they have 30 in the room, they walk into it disappointed.
And then that energy leaks out and they don't put on a great event.
And he said, when I used to walk into a room with 30 people, I'd walk in and say, wow, there's 30 individual human beings in this room who will be listening to me, who I can impact. So the other day I put up, because I don't do much on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I put up a video on YouTube and I was watching it and it had 412 views. Now, for someone like me, used to driving thousands of clicks or
Big
whatever,
numbers, and you're like,
I was
what
like
the hell
400,
is
and
this?
immediately it was like Brendan in my head saying, no, no, no.
Yeah.
And I stopped and I Googled something. I said, how long does someone have to watch a YouTube video for it to count as a view? And it said 30 seconds. And I was like, whoa. And I was actually really excited. I'm like, 412 people, human beings, actual humans around this world somewhere, God knows where, watched at least 30 seconds of me talking about something like that. I got a chance to reach them, and that was powerful.
I'm glad you brought that up, because as internet marketers, it's like we can get too easily distracted by the numbers, by the metrics, by monetization, by all these things, and it's like there's a real person on the other end of that.
Yes.
And as I've actually gotten to like really more in touch with, as a fourth grader, I was in the school play, the Tin Woodsman. I was in the Wizard of Oz, and I was the only fourth grade lead. So I feel like this has been part of my journey, is kind of reconnecting to my heart.
Yeah.
And as I've done that, I've really connected to people and being like, yeah, no, there's I want to not just in a meta level help change the world, but even like one-on-one.
That's awesome. Cool. All right, let's do the fast round.
All right, the fast round.
The
All
fun
right.
questions.
All right.
You've not seen these.
Do you want me to draw these answers?
No, these are very quick. Drawing is too long.
All right.
All right, we're gonna do this now. Final round, rapid fire. Number 1, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
All right. What's your favorite movie?
Man, Ferris Bueller's Day Off for sure.
All right, I like that.
Because I always wanted to be Ferris, and I love the fact that he was just an awesome guy to the dweebs, the dorks, the jocks, the whoever.
He's everyone's guy.
Yeah.
I like them.
That's the kind of way that I live my world.
Love the movie. All right, your favorite nonprofit project that you've done to date?
Man, that's hard. There's a lot of them.
The one that comes to mind first.
Yeah, I mean, this one that we did that you were helping celebrate, which was the Reef Project, was one of my absolute favorites because it was so tangible.
Yeah.
So we were given by Virgin Unite the task of what would you do with this old World War II ship, and it's actually a ship that survived World War II, is now docked in Tortola, and so we had a group of Maverick members on Necker, and we divided them up into teams. And right before, we normally never have this, we had a cancellation. We had 2 people cancel, and I called 2 of our members. I'm like, hey, do you guys want to come? They're like, yeah, okay. And they built Burning Man art cars. And so they're sitting there listening to this, and they're like scribbling furiously, learning about it. And so they built this gigantic, or they thought they could, and they won the prize, or the competition there to what they're going to turn into it, which was this gigantic octopus kraken that was on top of this World War II ship, like devouring the ship kind of thing. Yeah. And then they had to work with all these different nonprofits as well, not just one. It was a bunch of them to interconnect together to create this project that would help all these different organizations and groups, and so that was by far one of my favorite. That's just cool. Because of what happened, and my son even saw it from the idea inception to us standing there for 3 hours with Richard. He had flown in just that night just to make sure that he was there on that moment when the ship went down. Where
can people see the video that you showed us? There was a video about this. It was a really great video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's at bviartreef.com.
bviartreef.com. Really cool video. You should see what they did with the ship.
It's an amazing video. I mean, we had the guy, he works with Tom Cruise, like on Mission Impossible films. He does the filming of the films, right? Like the documentary of how they make the films. Yeah, so it's
awesome.
It's good stuff.
All right. If you could go back, sorry, no, I skipped one here. Name one thing that you feel helps Mavericks be so close. The one thing, the one big thing.
I mean, I think it's the experience.
The experiences.
Yeah, the experiences
that
bring them together.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
I have a glass of room temperature water, usually with some lemon, and then typically I'll either meditate or do yoga.
Awesome. Of all the trips you've done with the Mavericks, which one sticks out the most?
Oh man, I don't know. There's a lot of really good ones. I think one of my favorites is the Ice Hotel in Sweden.
Oh, that sounds cool.
And it's not like the most wildest adventure, but it's one of the most amazing. And it's also with an amazing crew. We always have an amazing crew, but this one guy in particular, he was a Maverick member, and he ended up dying really early from melanoma. And he was on that. I think that was one of his last trips that he came. And if you would have asked him, like, hey, his name is Jordan Guernsey, and I'm like, so Jordan, how are you doing? He's like, great, never had a bad day in my life. And he's like, and I have a whole interview with him, which was really amazing, and just this whole notion of like how cancer was the greatest gift he ever had, and who he was. So that ice hotel, that, the location, which is up in the Arctic of Sweden, and they actually rebuild this whole ice hotel every single year. It melts, and then they have new artists come in and build it. And then we went like dog sledding and went out even further up into the Arctic and spent the night there. So yeah, the Sweden ice hotel trip was one of the most amazing ones.
If you could go back 10 years and give a younger Yanik some advice, what would you tell him?
Man, so 10 years, I was pretty, I was probably about a year into Maverick, and I was still in that building the parachute, jumping out of the airplane, thinking it's a great idea kind of phase, or maybe a little bit of like, uh-oh, what the heck is this? I think, the advice would really be just enjoy the ride. Like set your intention and hold on for a great ride, because it's everything happens in the right way in the right time. And even if you don't like it necessarily from your ego point of view, it unfolds in the perfect way.
Cool. All right, name 2 books that changed your life.
Books to me are like my best friends.
Yeah.
It's the very first thing we do whenever we come into a new house is we build floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. One of my favorite books, not business related at all, but can be, is The Great Work of Your Life by a guy named Stephen Cope, who's a yogi up in Massachusetts, and he basically took apart the Bhagavad Gita and took at different people's lives when they met their dharma, like people like Harriet Tubman and Nelson Mandela and all these people and how does it incorporate into the Bhagavad Gita, and then even like quote unquote regular people, like, so really, really powerful book. Another one for me would be, man, there's so many good ones, but I think if I had to pin down just one more, it'd be Robert Cialdini, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion.
Yes.
And I haven't opened that one in a long time, but I remember reading it about 9 different times, and it was one of my favorite, just, the fundamentals of human behavior and understanding it, and it can be used for quote unquote evil, or it could be used for good, but when you apply it for something that has a greater meaning, then it's so powerful.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.